So guys, we've shifted to D3. And the goal, you can tell me, is to get to Master Tier, right?
Yeah, or D1. I've never been to D1 before. I've hovered
Okay.
around D3 and D2.
Okay. So D1 intermediary and then straight to Master. Okay.
Yeah,
Noble
if possible.
goals. You could be a bit like, you guys are so, just Twitch chat. There you go. I'll put him at 125%. And we just call you WoW instead of a jungler's
Oh, you can
boom.
call me Brandon if you want.
Okay, Brandon. Well, that's easier. That's easier. All right. Okay, so what is your usual early game plan? As Elise, you play. Wait, before you answer that one, what are your main champions?
I used to be a Graves one-trick pony, but I kind of expanded it to Elise and Olaf this season. Um, because I got to D4 with like a pretty good win rate, and then I started losing, so I kind of had like a a meltdown, and I started trying to learn other champions.
I will accept what you say and tell Twitch chat when you play D4, you will have a meltdown. It's just a case of when you have the meltdown. Everyone has it. Once you overcome it, now you can climb. Okay, so we're going for the Elise and unfortunately the Olaf, but you know, this one requires mechanics, the other one doesn't. You gotta go back and forth. So what is your early? Do you like to invade like this? Because obviously we know you know what happens, but
No, I honestly never invade. I hate
okay, good,
invades. They tilt me. I
good.
always try to ward river or
Yeah,
one of the rivers and try to just tell my team to watch points. But I think Braum was pinging the invade.
yeah, exactly. 5-point defense always much better. And you know, in Diamond people should know this, but they just I don't know. It's something about level 1 Brahms. They just want the full low elo experience, and they just go for
Right.
these invades. Yeah, because what you see, the thing for me is, as you probably agree, obviously I'll spell things out that are simple to you and me, but obviously for context for everyone else watching. But look at this, Twitch. You see, look, they're on the other side, they're doing the same thing. So what is accomplished?
Right.
You know, and this will be good from an educational point playing early game junglers because there's some things I feel like. What would you say is your best jungler at the moment, Elise?
No, I think Graves is still my best.
Yeah,
He just seems really hard into a lot of matchups nowadays. Like if they have tanks and CC, I kind of just get destroyed.
he is strong once you get ahead, though. See, that could be less. That could be more about maybe your attitude with Graves in terms of how you play. Like if you play like you played this game with Graves, I could see why that would be frustrating. If you played more, let's say like an Echo, perhaps you might actually stomp more with Graves because I think he offers both. You know, you can invade. You can be an invade bully. You can be a farmer. You can be a ganker. You can be total objective control. You have so many things you can do with that champion.
Right.
But I mean, obviously, some matchups are just they suck. So,
Yeah.
fortunately, your top laner was a generous soul and watered the blue. This is very important, laners as well. You see this? He does. This red immediately says Echo must. Why aren't they even? What are they doing? Like
I think Echo got chunked out.
Yeah, they got chunked down, but they're sticking around for this. This is so greedy. So I think they're assuming you're gonna go and steal his blue. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be.
But I don't like that. I like what you did much better. I love what you did. 10 out of 10, this is way better. Because the last thing you want to be doing with as Elise is vertical jungling. Because like then you lose half the map to your map impact. It's kind of pointless. Okay, so here we go. Human form, auto attacks, nice. Keep auto attacking. There we go. All on him as well while he's taking the buff. That's very nice. Okay, he's gone. So now here.
Just
All
do
right,
blue, huh?
they all flash. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm thinking. Exactly. Just finish the blue. Because fortunately, he had lane prio, and the set did set things, so they were always going to flash. They were never going to stick around,
Right.
I think. You know, and taking this would be way better, just from a time perspective. So for you, I mean, if you want to make that D1 climb, for you, it's going to be very little. Like this, what is this? This godly mid laner. It's beautiful. I love it. You see that?
Yeah,
You just,
godly here.
Oh, so now you just 3-buff him, and he's level 1. This is so good. This is so good. Here we go. So we translate that immediately into a gank. Unfortunate. Cocoon miss.
I miss a lot of cocoons this game.
Oh, see for me that's a close one. I just go, that sucks. Then you've got other ones that maybe go, you got some side ones coming up. But this is good though. Like straight. So this is the aggressive jungling I'm talking about, guys. This is what you're gonna see in Diamond. This is why I don't play Zyra on my main, because and at least so my thought process here is the following. Did you see bot lane prio?
I have this mistake so much in my games. I see the prio, but I'm spam pinging it for like 10 seconds, and I just think, okay, they're gonna leave the wave and come to the fight because it's 4-on-2. But yeah.
How often do you okay, so obviously I don't have the mechanics for F keying like LS, but I can click around the map quick enough. Do you do either of those things? A lot?
Yeah, I have them set on a ZXCV, so I just kind of scroll through.
No, that's much smarter actually. So if you did, immediately what I look at when I see bottom lane here is minion shove. There's no universe where a 40% HP Lucian with 4 minions versus 8 is ever going to be able to rotate to this.
Right.
So once okay, so unfortunately you missed the cocoon. It's very close. Like you just missed it. What I'm doing here is now the goal. This guy's screwed. So you've got two schools of thought. Try and contest this and keep screwing him. But the problem is your bot lane will not be able to help you whatsoever. The other thing is to take top crab. See, once you if you shove this minion, right? The vision immediately disappears now. Okay, this is good by her. She's hanging around. She's got all this vision here, so they see you. I think I might just go top crab. I understand why you're contesting it, but you know what happens.
Yeah, I think top crab into diving top would be super good, actually.
Yep, exactly.
So bad.
You see it. This is good for me. Okay, sometimes it's just good to verbalize it. But yeah, exactly. Like imagine if instead of there you were right here right now. Crab done. Right. Hello, minion wave. I'm Elise. That's a dead dude. And he has no F.
For sure.
And he has no flash. Woo. Yeah, you see it. That's very good. That's very good. And not only that, I'll get to the point in a second, because what I love to do is, there's nothing to repel to. UK. I don't think I flashed there.
This was actually a repel bug. I repelled and I tried to go to the plant, but it wasn't letting me. Like I was clicking it.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Are you in range even?
I think so, because I had the vision of it.
Right here? I don't think you're in range.
When I go into pit.
Here, you flash. You Q in. And now you repel. Yeah, you are in vision. Yeah, you are.
And I'm spam clicking it here.
Yeah. That's just unfortunate, I think. That's, yeah. I don't know Elise's micro glitches enough, but if you know Elise well, and you're used to this, then it might just be... I'm going to posit that you're literally just out of range. I think your spider should be just a bit back. Just a bit back.
And I think that I don't know if you can repel to wards, but there's a ward there I was trying to click through too.
You can as well.
Back and forth.
Yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure. I'm 99% sure you can. But yeah, I think in future, just like you flashed obviously to avoid the stun, but I think if you move a little bit, instead of moving down, you move diagonal. Sort of, it's very clutch, right? But it's make that. What if I ensure that you're in range? Ensure that you're in range.
Right, and no need to queue too. I can just repel to the planet.
Exactly. Yeah, you went back in ways you could have just repelled and got out. Yeah. But I think that whole play unfortunately gives him gets him back in. Now, what I would have done, as you said, dive top, but not only diving top is good, you give him crab, and you give him this. Now, given his situation, and the fact that you have mid prio, if we go back here, you have mid prio. So what I would do is go top lane, crab dive. You're in position. Oh, level 1 to 3. This is right here. Let him take this. But ping your lane as, dude might be taking my raptors and my Krugs. So this guy has shown himself to be a beautiful person. He invaded his red. Like this is the holy mid laner. You hit the jackpot here. So if you tell him, I think he checks. So because you can assume if you go to crab into topside into diving this, he's going to go into your jungle to compensate, counter jungle.
Right.
But your mid laner has shown himself to be very good, and you just burned the Syndra's flash. So he's going to say, well, thank you, my jungler. I love you. I'm going to go help and defend your raptors. And if your bottom lane says, well, we're screwed anyway, we'll help you too, that shoves him off, right? And because you dive this, you get a plate, and now what you do is you take Big Krug and raptors, and I think I would leave babies on both.
Right.
I would leave babies on both because it's level 1. So when he comes back, he's going to assume you took everything. He's going to get pushed off of this. He's going to have no choice but to fall back to Grump and Wolves. but he's only gonna get level 1 camps here.
Right.
Which means his only option is to go back to base, second Gromp, but he'll be level 3 and you'll be level 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just consume him, as Elise does. But nevertheless, you go bottom lane. I think you're a little unlucky, but I think that's a case of make the play that kind of gives you the best chance of it going through rather than being right on the edge.
For sure.
And then what he does is interesting here. See, the knockback effect is that he gets both crabs.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate this. I hate this in the top 1%, top 1%. When you get into Master Tier and then you see the enemy jungler get both crabs, it's so demoralizing for me. I'm like, oh, that sucks. It's just free XP. Okay, so what I'm gonna say is, this is obviously very good. Straight back. See the priorities, Twitch chat? You see this, the difference? He doesn't go back to his Krugs first. He says, hey, bottom lane, I come. Here we go.
I don't know, do you think I should have done MF first? So bad.
So close. Basically, if you do this, does she even get another kill from this? If she doesn't, then you're fine. Nah, okay, you're fine. You're fine. All's well that ends well. But should you do Emma first? No. Because, I mean, you know what Tarek does. I mean, you keep the sucker alive. I mean, look at her here. If we look at it from their perspective, I don't know how Lucian Braum is being so abused. That's a little concerning for me. He eases in, they get the stun, they get the ignite. He gets the shield up, hits both. He's here. So I think if you focus on her, she flashes out. If you focus on her, what's his cooldown? He still has his starlights up. So if you go for her, he just heals. I think killing him is fine.
Okay.
Because the issue is, you see, he just healed, but does that affect her, or is that locked out of range? I don't see enough Tarek. Let's see this. He heals. Yeah, it hits. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so you could have gone for her. Like, because right now she's stunned. So my case for you, I think actually in retrospect, we split what you say and what I say. You just go through the minions, and because she gets Braum stunned here and she flashed, that's now free cocoon.
Right.
And that's W, water Q, and she's dead.
Okay.
You know, she's dead. And now you can kill this guy with repel.
Yep.
Or did you use repel? No, you didn't. You have it up. So yeah, exactly. I think looking at the Braum passive would have given you that, but I mean, you get both kills anyway. A little lucky too, but I think it's like with Zyra. At least with Elise, you're with the biggest buff they did to Elise. I don't know if you remember this, was giving that projectile E significantly more speed.
Yes.
That was so good. That's made her what she is now. Just because it's so much more difficult to dodge. With Zyra, for me, the problem is trying to hit modern champions with an E. It's insane.
It's so slow.
It's like I still get spam ping for it. It's like you throw out the E, hit the E. I'm like, what do you want from me? This thing's like the same range as Elise, but travels 20% of the speed. They just move it out of the way. But in that case, looking for setup for her thing is very nice. Same for Zyra. Wait for the stun.
On 120 ping, so it's kind of tough.
Oh, you're in Hawaii. That's right. You said you're in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I'm on. Okay, when I play on NA, I'm also on 120. I'm on 112 ping. I have better ping than you to NA than you do. From Belgium.
Wild.
Well, there you go. But I can tell you firsthand on Zyra, and then when I've played on NA, I feel you. Mm-hmm. So the problem here is that the Echo got freebies. Now he's level 4, you're level 4. I think you went back after doing Krugs. What was your reasoning?
I felt like because of the fight in the river before, I felt like I was behind and I needed to just get back and get Moby so I could affect the map more, or the Echo was just going to get out of control because he got so many freebies. So that was the main thought.
The guy still only got 9 CS.
Yeah.
Like, even despite all that, what you could have done, you still have the
surprise.
You still have the opportunity here. So what you do well is obviously the Diamond Season 10. I'm going to gank the hell out of the map. Moby boots, everyone die. What you don't do is farm in quadrants. Now that's an Agurin thing. He's rank 1 EUS at the moment. It's a challenger thing. I do it because I'm an idiot and I'm OCD about it. You know, I'm sorry, I need to farm in quadrants. Here, I think taking a full clear up, maybe too much, but definitely getting Raptors, I think.
Sure.
Definitely getting Raptors. Because what I see here is, okay, if you go to Raptors right now, You can't fight her. Your mid laner's back. There's nothing else to be done. Like right now you have downtime. You have downtime on bottom mid, which means it's good time to farm because you can't gank them.
Right.
And that's, I think, what you got to look for. And farming in quadrants is very nice because if you do Krugs into Raptors go base, you know that they'll be up in sequence again, second tier. Because right now you're 5 minutes 29 in, and all of these 3 camps are level 1. There's completely wasted experience.
Right.
Which is my only concern from what if my ganks don't work out. Because obviously you've got to have a fallback. Because I think what happens is you spam gank a lot, which is good, obviously. But if they don't work out, what do you do? See, right now, imagine if you took this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he does you a favor in resetting it, but if he leaves a baby, he's hurting you big time. That's why people, you've got to think very, very carefully about when to leave a baby, when not to leave a baby. Because right here, if he takes everything and it respawns and you get a nice gank top lane, and you go back to base, you come down for red, you've got second tier Krugs, second tier Raptors, and red, you'll be level 6 and you can solo Drake. So I wonder what he does here.
I believe he does leave a little one.
Good. All right. Good echo. Well done. Sorry to you, but here we go again. Cocoon misses. So that's an easy dodge. Set ease the minions because why not? So again here, like he's here, huh? You know he's here. I think there needs to be more of a literal Elise cosplay from you. Seriously, like consume the enemy jungler. Because you're looking to consume lanes, but you should be looking to consume the enemy jungler as well. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like this is a cross map, long distance marathon. We don't need to watch the Olympics this year because we have you. Cross the map. Here we go. Yeah.
Flip top side.
Yeah. And what we get? It was his TV.
Yeah, he seemed good in the beginning, but he made a lot of kind of weird plays. But I mean, it's ultimately the mistakes were huge by me.
Exactly. Must get all the minions. Okay, hold up. You ready for the comedic recap? Right. So let's see. We get a double kill bottom lane but this is ultimately to climb through diamond. Obviously, I've been talking to someone who's D4, D3 promos. He's like third attempt. He's getting tilted already. I said for diamond. And it's all about the grind, consistency as much as possible, but also playing game by game. But these little things really haunt you, I think. So right, so it's 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes, right. We got a double kill, we do Krugs, right, 5 minutes. Go back to base, Russian Mobies. Here we go. We go gank, we miss. Okay, good. 5 minutes, all right. Now we see, bottom lane fight. Here we go, cross map. If we do, there we go. 1 minute, 52 seconds goes by, and you have taken nothing. That's right. I think if I had to summarize your game style from just this one game, obviously, Twitch chat, we're not judging. It's just one game style. Literally, that right there is D1 for you. You fix this level 3 crab at the bottom up until this point, and that's the difference between you being 2-1 and having 16 CS. 16 CS and being like 5-1 and having 34 CS. Well, that guy has 16. I think right there is the interesting thing. So what I would do, I think you said, is this something that happens a lot in your games where you feel you're behind, so you sort of force over ganking? Would you say that's what you do?
I think that a lot of the time, yeah, I guess that would be the way to put it into words. I feel like a lot of the time the game is escaping me for some reason. Like I feel like I'm trying to catch up as fast as possible for no reason. Yeah,
exactly. Like you're only down 500 gold, and the Echo isn't doing much better. You see what you did do, and we can say positively is, you made him useless. You two at the moment are not much at all, but at least he isn't anything. I think once you see this dude at the bottom lane, your Malzahar at least is roaming. So I think you're solo queue, right? You don't have a duo or anything like that?
No, yeah.
Okay, good. So you have the effective equivalent of a duo partner right now with his roams. So what I'm seeing here is, okay, thank you for Krugs, thank you for Raptors, appreciate it. There's no need to cross map this because he's rotating. So the situation's dealt with. The other thing that you could have done, I think you know what I'm thinking, is if you do that. There you go. Yep. because he flashes there. Huh? He has no. Well, he's already flashed. He has no flash. So what you do is, did you scan on the way up?
I think I scanned.
Yeah, you
going
did.
through, but it was already like the gank was happening. So
what I would do is scan this. I see this sucker taking my raptors. I know it's happening. So I scan it. You clear it. Now I know they removed residual vision, but there is always the chance that there is some kind of residual vision. So it's sort of habit. While you're clearing the ward, kite down here. Don't. I mean, this looks juicy. It looks juicy. So if you hit the cocoon, it works out wonderfully. But at the same time, you've got to look here. He's on the wave. There's a huge gap between. Like, look at the. This is. I would use this as a trigonometry example. I draw this on the whiteboard so we can do some angle calculations because it's so big. You know, it's not close at all. Because even if you hit this, what's your stun time at rank 1? 1.6. Jesus, it's almost as bad as Echo's. 2.25. He's just press Q. He's not in range. Like if you hit it, now he can E. But the fact that you didn't hit it's unfortunate.
Right.
So that's obviously step 1. Step 2 is you have a control ward. So I go back here and I put the control ward right here. I clear this. You know he's bottom lane. Can't do anything about it. And now we dive him.
Okay.
And now we dive him. Because I think that's right. I mean, do you agree? I mean, he's got 6. He's got 6 too. It's even easier. So he can ult him out of the turret range. You hit your cocoon and GGJs. And now you got like 4 or 5 plates. Not 4 or 5 plates. You got 3 plates at least. And you'll be level 5. And then you can either go back to base. But at this point, the top crab is up. So you at least get top crab. And the whole bottom side here, because this doesn't involve you at all. So what you do around this, oh, bro, I'm that Q. What you do around this is entirely the win condition of the early game. Because your team does good work here for you. This is very nice. But imagine now, like he's going back on a ward. Imagine if you had dove on him, taken his Krugs, taken his Raptors, taken the top crab, you go back to base. There's no way in hell this guy goes and invades your red buff. I think.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. Because he knows he's got all the backup in the world. Although you showing might have actually might have deterred him a bit more, but even if he gets your red, I think I trade it for 3 plates, double counter jungling and a crab, in my opinion. Yeah, I think like right there you would, I don't know. Are you worried about losing your buffs? Like what was your reasoning for sort of rotating down the whole map for this?
I'm trying to think. I honestly, I probably looked bot and I saw a fight happening and I thought, oh, I have Mobies, I can get down there in time for it to impact it. But I mean, I usually am pretty good about counter jungling, and then I would have seen that top. So I don't know. Maybe tilted.
Could be, but I think the core root of your issue is, as you said, I feel forced into action to over ganking, and I don't know if you've watched. Have you watched the VOD of this?
No, this is the first time I'm watching it.
Good, because this ward gives them about 300 years of beautiful vision. You walk over this like 3 times before you clear it.
Way.
Yeah, this is up the whole time. And not only that, because you kite your red buff up, look at this. Okay? They don't know where you are right now. Okay? Let me bring them both vision. You're on Krugs right now, okay? Watch this. You just told him. You told him. He's level ahead of you now, by the way. You just told him, right, he got a double kill bottom lane, he got Mobies, he went top lane, went all the way down, and because he had 16 CS when I saw him top lane, he did red and Krugs. And because I took Raptors, I know those on up. This is from Echo's perspective, of course. Like, that's what I'm thinking right now.
Right.
And now I know exactly where you are, I know exactly what you want to do, and I can shut you down. Obviously, if you beat, you play, you're a sinner, you're playing Elise, so... maybe you don't beat them. Yeah, let me hold on this. Be careful here, huh? You probably know this, but just be very careful about this. See, when minions are shoving on the tower, you see the vision radius here. Whenever there's anything ahead of where this one is currently, it will show you crossing the mid lane. So make sure you kite like this, like that in the back. It's just precautionary, just so they don't see you. I mean, they saw you, but if they didn't have this ward, right now you'd be shown and you'd give away the information for free. They had to spend 75 gold investment to get that information. If this minion wave was pushed up a little bit more and you were lazy with that pathing, walking straight across, you give that information to them for free. It's the same information. So it's all about denying. And you got minion blocked as well, crossing. But just, you want discovered is just to keep in mind. Right. Good plant. It's fine, I do that all the time. All the time. I'm like, the worst thing is I do it here, right? You're like, all right, guys, top lane gank. Never mind. I go back to crop.
No.
Yeah, it's so sad. I don't know. I'm washed. It happens. I think you're ignoring crabs too much.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think, okay, you've said, I tried to gank, didn't work. I tried to run cross-map marathon, didn't work. Now I need to control my jungle. But I think I would have done, if I were you, before I do blue, I make sure I get this. Because now, do you have to give this up? No, okay, you get it, good. Good. But at the same time, you see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of order of events, you doing crab blast is good. But unfortunately, while you did that, I think you should read this. How good are you at reading counter ganks, would you say, out of 10? On your, just objectively. Do you get a lot of counter ganks every game? Or do you feel like you're late to them?
Yeah, no, I would say probably like 7. I'm not bad at them. I usually have some pretty good vision setup, and I like to just try to count. I typically, not this game. This game was crazy. I was just like playing just reactionary, but
yes.
I usually have a pretty good gauge on how much CS the enemy has and where he's going to be. This game, not so much.
Yeah. But that's fine. That's why we look at this game. Because, I mean, in theory, if you have like regular coaching, you'd alternate, right? Okay, what did you do well in this win? What did you bad at this loss? You combine it. But obviously for one session, we have to try and do our best. But here, right. I don't think I use my cocoon on this. I mean, I know what you're looking at. You're a jungler. Crab hunter. Club tag crab hunter. There we go. You're an NA, so there you go. This is my baby. All right. We could disable minimap doesn't exist because all you see is the love in her eyes. But what I see is Echo angling towards the mid lane.
Right.
So what I say is, sorry, lady, I will get back to you. I must work first. Straight to mid lane, I cannot gank this because like they see you, but they know you just use cocoon and you don't have anything up. Mm-hmm. He knows at least there's nothing. I can go. I hope. I mean, maybe he's lucky and he doesn't know that. But right now, imagine if you were here. Repel onto Syndra. Repel into Syndra, cocoon this sucker. Yo, or cocoon her. She also dives. Okay. There we go.
Come on, hit it.
Yeah, you got it. Nice. So you got there, and your Malzahar did a good job, but it could have been a double. Again, like the bottom lane, small micro decision. You could probably push that. Does he have TP? No. You should push this.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to let it slow push, I guess.
Actually, yeah. I have mixed feelings. Okay, so selfish jungler to selfish jungler, I push it and get a plate.
That's a lot of gold, yeah.
You want to be the carry. Okay, fine. You want to let it slow push, but let it slow push. Nice and selfless. Back to top lane, but he has flash up again. So you didn't, both times his flash was down, we didn't abuse it. I think that's something to note. Good. But now he has flash, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And both times the lane's in a pretty awkward state. I think, unfortunately, the times you went up, I would Herald now. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we know that Echo just did topside.
Mm-hmm, exactly. You saw him go mid with a red buff and die. So what's he gonna do? Go get blue. Because he didn't get level 6. He died. He was level 5, which means he's gonna feel compelled, like you were compelled, to go do a full clear. For some reason, he does wolves into blue into gromp instead of blue into gromp to wolves and then sequencing up. But hey, maybe he doesn't know camp sequencing. But in your case, yeah, I think this is a free. You know this is warded because he walked by us, but you just let out your spider link, drag it up. You know this guy's gonna be very cautious of you now. Mm-hmm. And then again, you get the herald and you say, "Hello, my friend," and you kill him and you use the herald here.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, you will give up the dragon, of course. But it's more the pressure play. Like, I think looking at the play, that's why I said here. Looking at the play, Sets, he died solo too. sets a very good win, early game, mid game pressure point for you. Because Jace later is gonna be, oof. Well, NA Jace,
Yeah.
but you know, if he hits his spells. But this is not bad because now you get to counter gank this, but unfortunately, oh yeah, see that's
They
what I'm
died
talking about.
really quick.
Yeah, I mean you missed the cocoon, but they die anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a hey you miss a cocoon, that's the end of the game. Nah, that's fine. Yeah, you cocooned the
When I
Braum
missed
though.
that, I was pretty confused.
You try to
I think
cocoon
he got
Braum. You try to cocoon Braum. You got his yeah. So for me, you see why the Herald play there is so good?
Yeah.
Because I think if we look at it from the perspective of someone who recognized early game before I even said it, you recognize exactly what you should have done. I think if we look at it from that perspective, you just told me he's blue. Your bottom lane look like they ward, as much as an Iron player, because this at 9 minutes why he doesn't have a spare control ward for this is beyond me.
I think he's a plat player. I think he was like a plat player in a D3 game for some reason. But
That does happen, yeah. Yeah, but this should be. But even then, I mean, come on, like,
yeah.
guys, support players, bottom laners, keep this all the time because your jungler can do things from it if you have a good jungler. Because basically, I would assume in this case, can I get back to base and counter gank this? Because I think you were thinking what I'm thinking is Echo's gonna go bottom lane. Right?
Yeah, and he was doing bot side, and I just
Yes.
ran down.
Yeah, you're reacting rather than forcing. Yeah, exactly. You're
Sure.
exactly right about that. Because early game, if you force a tower dive, take his whole camps, you're forcing him to be desperate, and your mid laner would cut him off, and then he's screwed. Now again, he's gonna go to the bottom lane gank, and even before he gets bottom lane, he's forcing you to go back. You haven't even seen him, but you know he's here and he's gonna go bottom lane. He's forcing you to go bottom lane. He's in your head, not in a bad way, but just in a you're thinking about him more than what you can do. But Echo does that because Echo, good champion.
I never thought about it like that. That's actually
Like
Yeah.
you feel like you're trailing him now, because you see
Right.
4 assists, 41 CS. You know he's gonna gank bottom lane. You know he's gonna get the kills, and you feel like you need to get there as soon as possible to counter gank it. Unfortunately, even with Mobies, that's just too long. I mean, 8 seconds back, 25 seconds to get here, 33 seconds lagging behind the play. Bottom lane doesn't
should
ward.
led with.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world still. But it's just, I mean, you're not that far down. But now instead of taking lane soak. See, guys, did you see the difference? See, I value very much, this is a personal thing, I don't mind showing to hold that, but I really like to keep my positioning hidden. It's sort of a thing I'm paranoid about. My thing is map control, not a Elise. I play Zyra, which is, I guess, the PvE version of Elise. The better scaling version, right? Because I always
Right.
end up with like 7.6 CS a minute with her. The buffs made it so easy to farm with. But in your case, being hidden is quite a benefit. It's quite a
Right.
benefit. And the reason I'm saying that is because, hello, my friend? 2 times. 2 times. And you don't do Raptors. That's my concern. You don't do Raptors. You didn't quadrant clear before going back to base. So you're clearing Krugs and now you're going up. So there's no logical order to maximizing experience. And if you're feeling behind, the best thing I can tell you is to farm in quadrants and farm in order. I did Krugs,
Sure.
I do this. Now, obviously, you should have noticed this the first time you went over it, but take this now. Because now I think what are you looking at? You're assuming they're going to get this, so you want the Herald. Is that it? Okay,
Yeah, I think so.
let's see. No. Okay, his red's not up. Because there's a global timer for that. Oh, are we finally getting the dive?
Was Braum pinging top? I think I'm not sure.
He was, but at the same time, this is your cross country,
Yeah.
Do you run track? Because, you go top to bottom just to take Krugs and red, right? Same thing here. You
Right.
took Krugs and then you went all the way across the map into his jungle. Nice long run, stretching those all 8 legs, I suppose. Sorry, it's not. I'm not flaming. It's just it's interesting.
No.
Yeah.
I definitely see it. I think that maybe not in this game in particular, but a lot of the time. So I watch like pretty much all of your videos, so I know I usually sequence camps.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
sometimes I get the feeling, and I don't know, up to D4, I wasn't having this feeling, but now when I'm sequencing camps, I feel like I'm having kind of the OCD you were talking about, where I'm trying to clear from like top, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. And then by the time that's happening, I'm like, oh, a gank just happened bot, and they just got double killed, and now what am I doing?
Yeah, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
I'm so behind. Yeah, no, I agree with you. For me, that's the biggest problem in my game. Or at least when I was actually trying last season, when I was getting Master Tier. The biggest thing for me was ignore the sequencing if there's a play to be made. If all my laners gank, get the objectives, take his farm. Like I really had to force myself not to go like farming, sequencing all of the camp. Even now to this day, in season 10, it's way easier because of the cooldown reduction, right? But
Right.
I think here your idea is correct. Once again, dive top, take Herald. Except you could have done that literally 2 minutes earlier.
6 minutes ago.
6 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago. But yeah, you could have done it 2 minutes ago. Yep. Same for him. Same for him. He should have gone blue into bot lane gank, straight into dragon. And then you should have gone top dive straight into this. But the top dive you did, before Herald 2 minutes ago, should have been your second top dive already. Third dive even, you know? But in the end, you both do what you should do. The problem is he's echoing your release. So who's going to be more useful?
Definitely him.
Yeah, you got to think about your win condition for release being on a very short timer. Every kill you get, see, that's nice. That's nice. Gromp to Wolves. Now back to base. There we go. Now, my only thing would be, you went from top to bottom, so you've got two schools of thought. Do I go straight to this, and then to this, and then to bottom lane? Or do we go straight bottom lane? I think you see bottom lane as kind of doing Pepega, so let's see.
Yeah.
Yep, good decision. Ah! Oh, that's a kill. That's a kill.
Literally a kill.
That's literally a kill. Yep. So they were saying in Twitch chat when I was talking to the Kazakhs before this about his mechanics in that 1v1 on the E, and he didn't use his W and he could have killed him. That applies all the way up. But except now, now it's way more punishing, you know? Like you're not gonna get a second chance at this. Right there, you use your W. Your E, but he has E'd already. Like he's anticipated your cocoon. So I think for you, maybe the misses are because you're trying to get it. You're trying to preempt their dashes with your cocoon, but you're still Elise. You're better than a Zyra, but you still have a travel time. It's not a point and click. So I think waiting for him to use his E, like imagine if you wait for him to use his E, now you hit him.
Right.
Like bait him out. See, he got faked out by your W. Did you see that? You W'd. He got faked out by that animation, so he E'd your W animation, but you used your cocoon on your Spiderling at the same time. Whereas if you layered them a bit better, after he E's, you hit your cocoon, he's dead. Because not only do you hit the cocoon right here, right? Braum hits his Q onto him also, and guess what? He's out of the W radius, so no shield, so he instantly gets bursted. Instantly, he's dead. Because now he gets the shield. So now look, the shield eats all your initial spider damage. Oh wait, your Spiderling doesn't even hit. It hits all the Braum and Lucian damage. Actually, it's not even, what damage was it? That was just Lucian, I guess, right? Oh no, I'm an idiot. That was your Q. My bad. It's like, what did damage is your Q? But so basically, his shield eats your Q damage as well. Oh man, this is such a nice micro mechanic example. And then he ults away because he's Echo. Oh man, that right there is the dive stopped. Right there.
Yeah.
That's the alpha
and we
release.
Probably killed both because of the TP too.
The issue for me is, you got the TP. What's going on here? Oh no, don't do it. Well, yeah, this is bad. That's bad Malzahar play. But I think
he was tilted for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
He played well beginning. I didn't even notice he was playing well because of how bad he played later on.
Yeah, it's important to look to because I mean he helped you so hard on the Echo. I feel like mid laners who do that can get kind of stuck. See, the thing is, you guys. So I'm looking at your vision here. 8 in 30 minutes. I think it's too low. This is a stupid ward. That's Malzahar has, right? It was just it always says to time. Time owns all wards. Yeah. So looking at vision for me would be your secondary thing.
Okay.
This right here, you walked over twice now. We'll see how many more times you do before you kill it. But having defensive vision here or here would be really useful.
Right.
Because there's no indication Syndra's coming. Because if you see Syndra coming over a ward, right? She either stops to clear the control ward, or because she's looking at the map, she doesn't see it, which means your Malzahar will see this. And hopefully, that means you and him can stack. But you don't even see it either. You guys are all shooing on this. No one's considering the Syndra's location. Can you imagine if you all saw this? You wait right here. You don't even show this, but you just literally wait in the shadows. E her, he ults her, and she dies immediately.
Right.
And because Echo's dead, they run. All is an extension of one missed cocoon. Not even a missed cocoon.
Man.
It's not a missed cocoon. You hit the cocoon. He eats your cocoon. It's just because you used your W and cocoon so close together, because he eat it, outplay button. There you go.
Right.
Yeah. And then TP, and then now Jace. Yep, I'm right there. I feel like that's the game. Me too. My soul is gone from that. Yeah, and
that's the game.
Yeah, and you're level 7. I feel like it's not so much that you cross country is pointless. It's just that while doing cross country, you should ask yourself, what can I do while I walk from top lane to bottom lane? You know, like you go from here to bottom lane. You don't think, what's there in between that I could do on my way down? You know, you just kind of just go. Must defend red buff at all costs. But in that way, you give up so much denial for yourself just so you get this one thing. I think it's good to get buffs. It's good to defend buffs, but not at the cost of keeping this guy level 4 while you're level 7, you know?
Right.
Whereas now, okay, let's see. Do you clear it now? I think you clear it now.
Hopefully.
Yeah, there we go. But again, but look at the implication. If this was destroyed on the first time, they don't see you the second time, which means your dive top when you went for the dive top, you walked over it, right? So they knew you were going top side, and once you showed here, he knew, okay, she's way gone, free dragon. If they don't see you do this, and you only show here, they are very surprised. Like, oh, Elise and Brahma top, guess we do dragon. But because they saw you go top lane, you give them time to set up the dragon. So it's like, that vision ward was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been beautiful, but it's, you know. And here too, you see, if we go all vision, because they see you on it, instead of just forcing bot lane, Jace comes up. And you don't even get to kill it. He flashes. But yeah, I think he straight lets you kick W him, right? There you go. Kick W.
Yeah, he's Pepega.
Yeah, straight Pepega end. But now, for me, why are you doing this? Herald. You know, wasted. Because you're not gonna get it anyway. But I feel like it's all ifs at this point, because the game's soul-crushingly over. If you don't have this ward here, I think what I do is I scan. If your scanner's up, you don't have. Oh, you have Herald.
Herald, yeah.
Maybe I just go straight mid right now. You know 4, but I go straight mid. It's 13:30. You have Mobies. You can get here and activate Herald for the plates, right?
For sure.
That's possible.
Yeah.
It takes you 25 seconds to get from base to dragon, so it must be possible.
I think that, like,
just straight.
A lot of the times, I just get, like, literally emotional about how many bad plays are happening, and I forget that I even have Herald in general.
Yeah. I mean, at least you didn't do what I said, because then you just activated on the red buff. Yeah, I think in this case, my mind is always, because I play a lot of weird scaling stuff, my mind is always very much on what can I do when I'm not going to be confronted. Because I can't self-fight an Echo with anything I play. I can't defend myself against a Jace. I can't defend myself against a Syndra. So when they're all bottom lane, and when one is dead or whatever, what can I do that gives me some gold, that gives my team some release? In this case, red and clearing the ward isn't. Obviously, you get a kill, but I think the Herald...
I shouldn't have.
Yeah. See, now here I don't do this either. Yes. What I'm telling you right now, what I do in your situation is, this is warded, but it doesn't matter that it's fresh ward too, huh? Let me just check, sorry. Let me just check. That's a fresh ward. I know there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
I'm going to fix it so that I can stream on Discord at the same time. So this ward isn't even here. So if you literally retreated from the situation, looped on up, activate Herald in the mid lane, you get this tower. I would just, go Spider Form W, kill it, shove the minion wave, fall back in, and now you have two choices. because they will rotate for you, 100%. You could, if you had more HP, go and at least take his red, but at the very least, I think I go and take this crab.
Right.
Because what does that do? It blows up in mid lane, which is huge in a losing game, absolutely huge. And you get this, which denies the second Herald spawn or gives a vision. And then you can fall back. Then you can fall back to your blue and go back to base.
Right.
Is that I called that umbrella jungling in last week's coaching, like looking at the side lanes as this and then moving in. It's the same kind of thing here, right? Circulate, get the Herald, hit the tower. Is there anything else I can do? Right, fall back into my own jungle.
Okay.
Because that gives you this, gives you this, gives you that, and you're gonna lose that anyway. But in this moment, you get a whole bunch back, right?
Sure.
That's what we're looking to do. Especially as Elise. See, like now you move up, you show yourself top lane. Don't feel too compelled to do that. Like that slow push into your team isn't so bad. Because your set will get it. Because right now you showed them where you were, and I think that's something you got to focus on. You are Elise, you are as all scary Elises are in high elo, but at the same time, when you're behind and they know where you are, they can take more. Because now you didn't even go for the crab. She's just gonna miss cocoon. Down.
Zoning cocoon.
Yeah. The zone. Hey. Yeah, I agree. Zyra main agrees with the zoning CC. Zyra, why'd you miss your E? Well, they wouldn't have moved in if I didn't E, man. Like, come on. Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay.
Did Malzahar have ult for the Echo?
No. No, wait. Yeah. Yeah. He did. He did use it, but only after you died. Kill him, Braum. He has ult. Kill him. Aw, Braum. No mana? No mana. If he hits the Q, like he had a basically 2-second window to hit Q there and the guy dies. But yeah, it shouldn't have happened. You should have a Jikukun anyway.
Yeah.
But again, you see, like imagine if you had taken the Herald, hit the plates, hit this, and just gone back to base. You come back to base with, like, what did you have before you died? Let's see. 1466. You get at least another 600 gold.
Sure.
Well, maybe not that much. 3 plates. Yeah, you get 600 gold. Plus the camps, plus the scuttle. Yeah. And what do you buy? What did you buy from that? You're obviously going to go Zanya's, huh? Haunting guys. Yeah, I don't think healing is that much of an issue, right? I don't know. I feel like Grievous is a little bit, you know. I like haunting guys a lot.
Yeah, especially with Tarek.
Yeah. See, that's nice. Again, straight to the top lane. Straight to the top lane. Now we herald, but you don't get plates for it. But because you have no mid pressure and Dragon's up, they're just gonna shove mid now. Mm-hmm. So I think the game was over at that bottom lane play with a Miss Cocoon on the Echo, which I think is good. I mean, it's comforting. People don't always see it this way, but I think people on Diamond do. It's if I tell you that a hit E for you changes the nature of the entire game, you say, "Okay, that's in my control." Mm-hmm. You know, if we're pointing at all these things where you cannot fix them, and it's like, well, you don't know what you're doing, you're in over your head, you have no idea about the macro. I think that's quite demoralizing. But I think all of this is in your control, which is good. Hey, you hit the crab with the cocoon. Hitting the crab with skill shots is the hardest thing in the game. Good. I'm not lying. It's true. The thing misses. I miss all my Zyra E's in that. All right, so we hold this. You got set splitting top lane. That's I think the next best play. Tarek is a champion that exists, unfortunately.
Very unfortunate.
People think that it's all about. There you go. Nice. There you go. Dragon. Can you? Yep, they all go top lane. Dragon. You see, my mind is immediately on it. Like I'm not wasting time.
Yeah, no need for that delay.
No, exactly. Bottom lane. Push tower. There we go. Yeah, see? Nice. This is all good stuff. This is very good stuff. Get the tower, I think. Can we? Where are they? No, okay, no, it's greedy. Never mind. Nah, I'm greeting. In my mind. Yeah, okay. So it's good. This is good. Second Herald is up. Unfortunately, I think Platypus is life. Is mentally dominating and has tied up your Malzahar.
It's so interesting because when the game was going on in real time, I didn't think the game was over bot lane. I was like, okay, we're really behind now, but we can come back. And I thought that this was actually where we lost the game. But I 100% agree in retrospect. Like, it was the bot lane fight for sure.
And it's all just Elise. You did the best Elise play that most people don't do in lower elos, and that's use your W to bait out a dash. Your W animation is very similar to non-Elise players, so he uses E in reaction to your W, and now you use your E, and he's like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Right.
That's so good. Against Echoes specifically. Oh, Syndra. I don't know about you, but you just feel like there's not necessarily OP, just very annoying champions this season.
Yes,
like just
100%.
Annoying. You had Smite there, but she stunned you. Well, you're never getting that.
Hard versus Syndra. I think the game just ends here, but...
Yeah, I think you agreed. Your bot lane's tilted, your mid lane's tilted, your top laner has tried his best, but yeah, you're too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
The scaling team, I mean, Syndra will one-shot you, Jace will poke you, Misfortune will ult you, Echo will dive you. Yeah, you guys get nothing else. They get Baron and they group and shove, huh?
Yep.
And they use Second Herald with Baron. Oh my goodness, perfection from their perspective. That's so nice. That must be so satisfying. But for me, it's not. Oh, there you go. There you go. Nice. All the balls.
Really good shield by Braum.
Yeah. See, there's the sound effects, Twitch chat. That's Syndra's sound effects. It's here for me. Like, you made the right read the first time. Don't waste time. Take his blue. Take his red. Now, straight. Even now, straight to Krugs. Or straight to the top dive.
Oh, 100% actually, yeah.
Like, even then you could set it up. But here's good too, you burn a flash. I like that. Now, this... Because you needed to wait for him to push the wave anyway. So instead of sitting in the bush like most pro players do, and then on a ward, because, I don't know, pro play junglers are just... They tilt me. If I have to watch this one Igragas as Jarvan or anything again, I'm going to cry. But here, I mean, after the gank right here, I think this is setting your top laner up so you can double Herald and then focus bottom lane for Dragon Soul.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one. That's okay, so if we break the game into 3 phases, that's where phase 1, you relinquished control. You didn't lose it, but you relinquished control of the early game.
Right.
Then you made this really nice play, bottom lane. You had Smite, you regenerated, so now you're in control of early game. Now I would go do my Raptors. You don't, okay? So you go straight to the top lane, and I think that's fine. Now I stay, and then I dive again. So here, you regain control. That's not bad what you did, clearing the vision. If you hit the cocoon, you kill him, 100%. Otherwise, you have round 2. As in the words of Odd One, they don't expect me to come a 4th time. So you kill him, and you dive, get plates, and now you're dominating the early game. Like, severe victory. But because you don't do that, and you go all the way down to the bottom lane, you give up control again. You relinquish your early game lead. So those 2 decisions there, I feel like, is where you lose control versus the Echo. This is the difference between you being level 6 and him being level 4. Instead, you're both level 4. I think right there that's early game given to the Echo, given to the enemy team, right? But that's not the end of the game. You're equal. You're equal, right? So here we do our red buff. We do our Krugs. Good. And then we don't check our vision. That's unfortunate. So you give away free info. And here I think I like to go for the... What's the Echo doing? We know he's going to be in his red, right? I think what I do in your case, you know this is spawning. So if you're a Rengar, what do? You invade and kill him. As at least you should have the same attitude. I hit this plant to get vision. I take crab. I deplete the ward. Maybe I just see... Syndra's here. You see her, so you say, okay, I don't invade. But if the Syndra is in lane, go and kill him and take his red. Another thing to think about. I mean, in this case, you couldn't. I'm just sort of planting the seed of taking control again. But again, this is fine. Like, it's straight to your blue. You ignore your wolves. Here is where you lose control of the... Like, you give him the lead in the mid game. This should have been a straight counter gank, double kill.
I agree.
Yeah. But you get something. I selfishly shove this, no joke, and then I go straight top lane. But you say, right, I'm a kind jungler, you may have your wave, and I go top lane again. But then you go back. No, you don't. You hit it, but he has flash again. So if you had maintained control in the early game and he didn't have his flash, you know, this is free. But again, I like it. You know, he has flash, you chunked him, it's brilliant. Now we say, right, I know Echo's on the bottom side, he's going to gank bottom lane, ping them, communicate. I think that's one thing for you in Diamond, you're going to have to start to really spam pinging. Because half the time they're going to listen, which is better than in Platinum, which is 40% of the time, which is better than Gold, which is 30% of the time, which is better than Iron, which is never. But higher elo, they will begin to listen to you. Say, hey, Echo's on blue, ping it. Guys, please watch the control wards. But I'm going to take this. Now the Echo is forced to pay back that play. And because you take this Herald, right, you go back to base. You won't be there for the counter gank, they die. But you have Herald, and you will at least have denied one objective, and you'll be in the area to contest. But because they went back to base, they're not even on the dragon. So you would have taken Herald, and they don't get anything.
For free, yeah.
If you had destroyed this ward before, they don't know where you are. But because you didn't destroy the ward, they now see you. They see you go to the top lane, so he says, hey, free Drake. They literally had no idea you were there or going top lane. Like they knew you were bottom side, but they didn't know you were going top lane. But if you saw this and destroyed it when you first ran over it, you don't give them this free, because you just gave them free dragon.
Right.
And scuttle. What are you doing?
I got a
What are you doing, Lucian?
top kill for nothing.
What are you doing, Lucian? What was this guy doing? No,
I think
you
he was
didn't.
getting maybe dragon vision.
Well, you know bot lane is sometimes like, hey, I'm helping the dragon, and they die 4v1. It's like, where were you, jungler? It's like, oh, geez, just stop. But that doesn't matter. So basically, look, instead of you doing dragon and then doing herald and then forcing a dragon, they did a dragon which forced you doing herald. You switched the dominatrix position. You were the dominatrix, now they are. Right? Now, like for 11 minutes, you had a few phases where you had control, you gave it up. You had control, you gave it up. Which I think is very good. Because at least in your mind now you know, okay, if I make those decisions in game in real time, I'm going to have such big leads every game. In this case now, you know Lucian died. We got to dive top lane, that's great. But I'm heralding in response instead of them dragoning in response. I think that's very important in terms of tempo and game tempo. Because
yeah, I agree.
If you force a response by your action, good camp sequencing there. If you force a response by your action, you control the timing, because you will always be at the next objective or focus before them. Sure. Right? You do the herald, they do dragon, but you go back to base because you finished the herald first, so now you can contest. But because they do the dragon first and then you do herald, they get to finish the dragon, go back to base and get to lane, and you're behind the play. You know, it's just yeah, right. Like by dictating the pace and the momentum, you're ahead of their back timings, which means you get to be in position for counter ganks, which means you get to be in position to gank before the enemy jungler, like the Echo did. And then, of course, nail on the coffin right here. But I mean, this is a lot of good things, right? I think you agree. Like you set yourself up to have all these amazing plays, but unfortunately, there was, you took one step forward, one step back.
Right.
So you're always kind of stuck equal with the Echo when you should have been destroying this guy. Like he got a freebie because of his lanes, but you still could have destroyed him, I feel. As long as you feel that way too.
Yeah. No, if I just recognized, I think that I have a lot harder time identifying the win condition in Diamond than I do in any other elo.
Oh yeah, me too. No, don't worry. You're not unique to that. And the thing is, most of us, when you go look at Master Plus, it's the same thing. There's no active mindset about what the win condition is. Just we play. They do something, we do something. We do something, they do something. There's no, what we're talking about here on this level, they don't think about. But for me, also vision control. I just make sure you're...
Yeah.
I feel like a Syndra shouldn't roam down when you've got a Malzahar TP and then at least Malzahar and then be free. I feel like if she's roaming down through your jungle, there should be Cocoon, Malzahar, dead Syndra. In my opinion. Right. But again, you set yourself up so well with some of your, not your cross-distance pathing, but with your priorities, that you still could have gone and counted 5 bot, which should be, by the way, 3 bot. This should be 3 bot because 2 dead, and you using this in the mid lane. Well, this guy,
Right.
what is he doing? He has TP up. He's not going to use it, so shove. Let's go. No, look at him.
Maintaining that freeze.
I'm freezing the Jace, everybody. I got total lane control. Ain't no one taking my CS. Just sits there. Oh my goodness. Oh, I top lane this sometimes. But yeah, that's nice. But I think instead of this, so the video I'm doing for Saturday will also apply to you. In terms of the kind of game plan you're going for, you're living too much river into your jungle like this. You're living river into your jungle, right? This is your sphere of influence. You need to shift that sphere of influence into river, their jungle. River, their jungle. This is where you should be living. And this is simply your savings account in the bank. This is your current account. You can afford to go and spend your current account because you've always got savings backed up. You know, until we get a 3rd or 4th crash in the 10-year span. But for now, you've got savings because with 2 levels up, you can afford to invade this guy. And honestly, the invades here as Elise are very nice because you can melt any jungler mostly. You can get in and out with repel, and it will decompress your lanes that are losing. It's the same sort of thing as last game, but a bit more advanced, obviously. But yeah, I feel like that's, if we just summarize where your game is, I think right in those few phases was like, good thing, okay. Good thing, okay. Good
Right.
thing, Miss Cocoon. But like there too. But this is you know, this is the Malzahar. And the Echo doing Echo things, but definitely I think at this point the game it looks close. And I think it's not over, but I think from an objective measuring standpoint, I feel like the enemy team definitely outscales you.
Yeah.
Lucian Brahm's a bully lane. They didn't bully anything except themselves. Lucian doesn't scale really that well unless he's got a lead. Malzahar's great, but Tarek, Syndra, Misfortune, Echo, Jace, nah. I don't like my odds there. But like this stuff.
Is it? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Is it common for I guess in Diamond 3, low Diamond, for games to be just stomps constantly? Because I don't really have any close games. Like every single game is pretty much 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's not uncommon. It's because this is weird. Your game here is strange. The thing that causes the stump usually is the fact that the jungler who controls bottom side and gets 2 dragons and maybe a herald demoralizes literally the entire team. And even though 2 dragons and a herald isn't the end of the game, it can make it feel like it's the end of the game. And so people start playing more rationally, they tilt, etc.
Okay.
Just like these guys. Like you could still win this game with the right attitude and pick. Like you fell to the dragon, you shove bottom lane, you almost, if you listen to me, you greed and die, but hopefully the rational head prevails and we say, okay, that's enough, we go back to base. And basically what you want to do in this case is try your best to stall them out. Set a trap with vision, hit your cocoon, hit your Malzahar ultimate onto a priority target, the Syndra and the Misfortune, or the Echo as he ease in, and try and win one fight. If you win one fight, you can herald into Baron, into Dragon, and maybe get a lucky push. But everything I just described is very painful. It takes a long time. And people on Diamond are like, ugh, might as well go next game. Might as well go next game. And I have that too, because Diamond, to get to Master, to get to D1, to get to Master, it is a grind. It is repetitively every game. All the things you did well in this game, you must do every game, and all the things that cost you leads, you must try and not do every game.
Right.
And that's very exhausting. And because you have to ignore LP, entirely focus on games. Just make sure you're winning 6 out of 10 as much as possible. That's all you got to do. Try and win 6 out of 10 as much as possible. Play accordingly. And then you climb. But you can see why that would get very difficult for people to do. And when you're doing that and playing so much to get through Diamond, they just don't want to have a 40-minute slugfest.
Right.
And I don't know if you saw the video I made on Tuesday, but from a jungle perspective, that can be very boring when you never get new champs that you are able to do that with as well.
Yeah, I did see it, yeah.
Yeah, like if I had to do this, like you're great doing Elise, but I've been playing since season 3. I don't want to play Elise anymore. I don't play Kha'Zix. I don't want to play Olaf. I don't play Lee Sin. I don't play any of these things that I've seen for 7 years. You know, and that's what you have to do if you want to climb through Diamond easily. Yeah, you can do it with Ornn and stuff, but I mean, it's like trying to run a marathon doing handstands.
Right.
And Tarek is just, see, like this stuff you don't want to do. You just want to give up the Herald.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we die for free and just
they're all tilted. Yeah, they're all tilted. I don't think you can blame them too much, but
yeah, for sure. I mean, the set should be like enormous.
Should be, with a few dives. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. You had the power. Yeah, exactly. You had the power to give it to him, and you had the power to double Herald, double Dragon, and stifle the Echo to the point that he's just a minion.
Right.
But unfortunately, it didn't pan out that way. But at least you know you had the option for it, and I think that's going to be encouraging. I hope it's encouraging. You know,
yeah, no,
I try and keep a balance because it's with a loss. Sometimes it's like, oh, you do this wrong, you do this wrong. It can be rough because I don't see all the good stuff you do in your wins, but hopefully we struck a balance there.
Yeah, 100%. Super helpful.
Any other specific questions related to the mental stability of someone trying to climb through Diamond or jungling?
I mean, based on just the mental stability. How do you have any recommendations for keeping those things in mind that you want to focus on? Because it seems like a lot of the time when I'm playing, I go into the game and I have like my notepad open right before the game. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I want to focus on this lane. I want to focus on this lane, objectives, vision. And then once the game gets going, maybe past the first clear and the first gank, everything goes out the window and I start to play like a Diamond 4 Heartstuck player.
It lives with that devil lives within us all. The Diamond 4 Heartstuck player. The soul is always there. It's difficult because that's really a learning principle. That's subjective to you. For me, it was very much I'm a grinder, so I had to make a constant point. Virkayu, we're playing Warwick, we're playing Rek'Sai. We're playing Rek'Sai, we're playing Warwick, we're spamming one until we lose, then we're spamming the next. We have the same routine. And I think that's right there, that's the key. Routine. I'm playing Elise, this is my game plan, and I know that game plan every game. So for me it was, in Season 9, Red, Krugs, Raptors, level 3 mid. Get flash, get a kill. Move, get top lane Crab. Is top lane gankable? No? Okay, fall back to blue, go back to base. Gank mid, fall back Krugs, Raptors. Like I had a very strategic way of going around the game. Now with Season 10, that's not as possible just because there's more variables in Dragon Souls. But for you, it's, you know, I suppose Red, Blue, Gromp, level 3 gank. Make sure you just... In your mind, I would just keep it very simple, right? Vision control. Which lanes am I ganking? Which lanes am I spam ganking? Mm-hmm. And then, is there a way to suppress the enemy jungler? Like, keep it very, very simple. Like, make the questions or notes on your sticky pad not technical. Like, not, if the enemy jungler has 16 CS and goes bottom lane and he has 50% HP, I need to do this. Like that's what people do with the right. They look at my videos and they think about it all technical like that. It's very simple. It's like, what can I take away from the enemy jungler when he's off the field? And it's a simple question, and just keep that in mind. And from game to game, every time you win and you focus on something that you need to improve on, that will then become more part of your routine. And then you can say, what didn't I do? And then the next game you go into, you focus on what you didn't do and you try and rectify it. You sort of add one thing at a time. Like you can't greed everything, you know?
Right.
You're never going to be able to greed all the things you need to fix in one game. And that's important, you know? Like if from this, if you take one thing away to focus on first, I would say stop cross-countrying for no reason. What can I take away from the jungler when he's on the other side of the map? That's step one. Step one. Step two, make sure I'm buying more control wards, getting vision control. And when I have a lead, how can I make that lead go further? You know, that's step two. But, you know, 1, then 2, write down 3, what you think you need to work on, then step 4. Deal with what you need to deal with the most first. And then once that becomes routine, you just knock it on. It's difficult. That's game spam.
Yeah.
It's game spam. You need to get that muscle memory of... It's like with camp sequencing. You said you get an OCD about it. You're like, okay, I must do Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp. And then you keep doing it. And when you break that trend... You've broken it, and you're like, okay, Krugs, Raptors, back to base. And now you'll start to do that more and more often. just got to bring it to the fore. Once you've identified, hopefully with this kind of session, once you've identified the things that you see that you need to fix, the next game you go into, they're all in your mind already. The seeds are there. It's just as long as you do it, and the more you do it, the more you remember it, the more you don't have to think about it actively.
Right.
Yeah. And then don't play when you tilted it's diamond.
Yeah.
Play same, play in sets, keep perspective, focus on the 60%, like 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5. Don't look at your LP, don't look at your rank.
Right.
If you go up, you will go down to D4 again, but you will go up to D2 again. It's embrace the train of craziness. Just focus entirely on the win rate, because the win rate will fix and get you to go up. Because if you focus on the LP and everything, you're gonna tilt, and you know what happens then.
Yeah, that's huge for me. If I see like huge LP drops, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just won 3 games in a row. How am I only 25? Like,
yeah, exactly. And you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
As someone who's done that for a long time now. Yeah. Okay then. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
thanks so much for your help.
No problem. Thanks for the coaching and for coming on the stream. And thanks for watching the YouTube stuff. And best of luck on the climb to master.
Let
me know if you get there.
Hope
when
you
get there.
Great rest of your stream, and yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Cheers.